This morning's cold weather in much of the country is a reminder that the holidays and holiday travel are not that far away. Believe it or not, Business Insider estimates winter weather leads to 60,000 flight cancellations each year in the U.S., and that means travel problems for millions of people. Mark Ellwood, a contributing editor at Condé Nast Traveler, has some ideas to help you handle those cancellations and maximize your frequent flyer miles in time for the holiday season. So, the weather, they call that an act of God, right? So you're not going to get any sympathy from the airline. But if it's a mechanical problem, you've got some rights. How do you utilize them?
So I was going to say, remember, if it's a weather cancellation, they're cancelling it for safety. Yes. So I know it's frustrating, but they are keeping
Good
you safe.
reminder.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like keep out.
I don't want to fly through a storm.
Exactly.
Me neither.
When you get these cancellations, what you're entitled to, or what they will tend to offer you, is the next flight on that airline to your destination. Yeah. But I'd always ask, there's an industry lingo called interlining. And it essentially is airlines making nice with each other and helping each other out.
Right.
It doesn't always apply, but if you ask nicely and you say, hey, is there an interlining agreement, you could end up on another airline, but much sooner.
Ask nicely. I never heard of interlining. That's good to know. What's the key to maximizing your airline miles? Because what's frustrating is they have the seats, but they don't have seats for your miles.
Basically, everyone is overwhelmed by it, right?
Yes.
I think you think about airline miles and you think you're always going to do it wrong.
Yeah.
They've structured that way. They've made it a real cat and mouse game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always say, in real simple terms, try and use airline miles for big trips, sort of bucket list trips.
Long-haul trips.
Save them up, long-haul trips. And I would delegate the booking to those experts. There are people who make frequent flyer miles their hobbies. You can pay someone, say, $200 and get them to book on your behalf, and they will work out the best value you can get.
How do you find these people?
Well, I would send you somewhere like Award Magic or Points Pros. You can, if you Google those, you'll
But
find
why do
them.
I want to pay if I already have free miles? Why do I want to do that?
It does sound counterintuitive.
It's an investment in using the miles wisely.
Exactly, because I think you constantly worry you're not getting the best value.
Okay.
If you could get a 2-for-1 effectively on a business class flight to Asia, $200 as well.
And if you have airline miles, but also credit card miles, they're going to figure out where you should put the points, transfer them here and there, and mix it all and match.
Because they make it. I think they make it deliberately complicated.
They have made it. When it started, those programs were very simple. People made them a hobby. They had to make them more complicated. It's cat and mouse.
The other more straightforward thing that happens that really troubles people is you book a flight, you don't check in, then you finally check in, and you get to the plane, and they're like, oh, actually, we don't have a seat for you. How do you avoid that?
Well, that's. I mean, when you get involuntary bumping, that's what they talk about.
Involuntary bumping. What a nice term.
An elbow to the jugular.
I would always encourage you, check in as early as you can, because that does imply more of an intention to travel, so the 24 hours ahead. If that does happen to you, remember the airlines are very unlikely to just close their arms and say, you can't come on.
Yeah.
They're going to buy you off, because they had problems with all of those kind of drama. They will stand at the gate and they will try and sell you a few vouchers to not be on the plane.
Yeah.
I would play hard to get.
I don't want your stinking vouchers.
I would play hard to get,
but
I would also ask, those gate agents have the power to give more money than they used to. Yeah. So I would wait until it's a really sizable amment. But, you know,
keep going like this.
Hard to get.
Higher.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, higher. I've seen that happen. Thank you, Mark. I've also seen him stand like this, no, you can't get on. Thank you, Mark Ellwood.